Hello and welcome back to the dotCMS Content Contributor course. In this lesson, we're going to be discussing the dotCMS image editor. So here I've created a folder inside of a photos directory, inside of the images directory called White Dwarf. And I'm going to open up this photo here called Shrinking White Dwarf just by double clicking on it. And then if we want to go to the image editor, we can click this Edit Image icon here. Now, whenever we're in the image editor, notice that there is an address bar here, which gives you a way to address the image via URL. And all of the filters that we're going to apply, whether it's grayscale or anything like that, can be hit directly via the URL because we're actually filtering these images via the API. So if we copy the complete URL here from this address area and we paste it into another tab, we can then hit the image directly via URL and filter it. And we could append any of the other filters as well, and via the image API then change the image, crop the image, do any of the filtering we're doing in the image editor. So that little address is giving you a direct way to apply those filters. But we are going to actually just edit an image, and then later in another lesson we're going to place these images inside of a WYSIWYG and place it in content on a page. So let me go over the features of the image editor. You can take this little zoom bar over here and you can reduce an image by 50%, let's say, and now we're closer to 250 pixel width using that little zoom area. You can see that the original was 600 by 600. We could flip the image, so now the little white dwarf star, let me get the grayscale off, the white dwarf star will actually appear on the other side, the left side. So if I click flip, then I've moved it around there. I could actually rotate even to a -degree the image by clicking on rotate, although you can take off any of those filters if that doesn't look appropriate by just clicking the minus sign over here on the right hand side. You can compress the image to JPEG. You can take the brightness, hue, and saturation and make adjustments there as well if you wish, which makes the image look completely different, or you can take those filters away. And you can also crop. So let's just say I wanted this little vortex here. I could crop the image, just grab a portion here inside the image and just click crop and just take that portion out of the image as well. So it's not a replacement for Photoshop, but there are some limited things that you can do, and the most common one is if you wanted to resize the image maybe to 300 instead of making it 300 by 300, you click on resize and then you've got an instant scaled down. Now you want to be careful that you don't scale up because that's going to pixelate your image. That's just basic cropping suggestion there on images. You can also download the original image, and one of the things that we're going to do, we don't really need to apply any filters to this image, but we're going to use the clip tool. Now what this will do is it will actually clip the image into the dotCMS image clipboard, and then whenever you're in a WYSIWYG, if you're in whenever you're editing content using what you see is what you get WYSIWYG field, that's a larger text area that you can add formatting tools with. That's in another future lesson. You can then take the clipped images and immediately drop them right into your content. So I can clip that into the clipboard, or I can just simply save the changes that I've made, lock my content for editing, and now make sure you've saved the images from the image editor whenever you do this, but you also need to click save or save and publish to make those changes that you made to the image permanent, or at least give them a historical version here. So now if I go ahead and click save and publish, I've changed my content, and now those changes are actually saved that were done via the image editor to the actual file. So that's the image editor, and we'll take a look at how to actually place the images that we clip into the clipboard into the WYSIWYG in the WYSIWYG lesson coming up. So we'll see you in the next lesson.